Hey, what's up? This is Lawrence and welcome to SleepySquid. In this video, we're going to be covering proxies. Now, if you are new to sneakerbotting, you probably come across this term a lot. People suggesting that you should use proxies. Now, here's a quick illustration of what proxies actually are. So, think of your PC as this little portion right here, and we have our Nike shoe bot running on this PC. Now, in computer science, each individual PC or computer has what is called an IP address. An IP address you can think of just like as a social security number or something that just uniquely identifies each individual computer. So, for instance, this one has an IP address of 26.83.8.4. Now, of course, these are just made up, but you get the point. So, what a proxy does is it sits in between the site you're trying to access. For instance, let's say the site is footlocker.com. Now, instead of accessing the site directly from our computer, what we want to do is have a proxy in between us. And then instead of connecting directly to the site, you would just connect to the proxy. Now, the proxy is just a computer itself, and it has its own IP address. So, for in this case, this is 10.8.60.2. So what you do is you first connect to the proxy, and then using the proxy will be the one to communicate to the site. The reason that this is important is because let's say, for instance, you want to have your bot try to cop like multiple pairs. You don't want to do that using just your PC because these sites are smart enough to know what computers are connected to it. So if it sees multiple orders coming from the same IP address, you could potentially be banned um, or I forget what the term is. It's ghosted or something like that. So basically, the site will block you from actually accessing their site anymore, and that would be bad for you. So the recommended way of going about botting is to actually have what are called proxies. So you could have multiple proxies sitting in between your PC and the site, and you can connect to each individual one of those. So let's cover trying to set up Nike Shoebot with these proxies. Now the service I use is called Smart Proxy. Now there are plenty of other different options out there, but this is the one I found and I've been using this for a while. And each individual proxy provider has different like payment plans or different pricings. So in this case, you can sign up for different options for this, and they'll just charge you based on like your usage. So here, depending on which proxy provider you use, this will be a little bit different, but each proxy provider will give you access to how to actually connect to their servers. So in this case, I have subscribed to get a monthly data center proxies from Smart Proxy, and they give me this endpoint called gate.dc.smartproxy.com, and then they gave me a username and password. Now what you want to do is each proxy provider gives you a username and password that you'll have to use to actually connect to those proxies. So what I did was I copied those over here. So if you notice, we have the gate.dc.smartproxy.com, and since we're going to be using multiple different proxies, this one they give you a range of the port numbers. So I can use any port within this range. So this is 20,001 to 37,960. So any port number within that will work. So the format is the name of the host or the proxy provider, which is the one I just showed you, gate.dc.smartproxy.com, and then colon, and then you put the port number, and then colon, and then you put the username, which is the username that's given to you, and then the password. So that's the format. And so if you notice, all of these are the same. The only thing that's different is just the port number. So I created this list of different proxies, and what I'll just do is just copy this list over. So just copy this, click on the add proxy list, and then you can just paste this in. Now it's usually advisable to give your proxy list a name. So we just say, I don't know, test DC proxies. And then one thing I like to do is whenever I create these proxy lists, I like to validate the format just to see. So what this will do is just to make sure that I've correctly put them in. I've correctly put in the proxies in properly. Now if I mess this up a bit and I just click validate format, you'll see it turns red. So this is a good way to just make sure that you've put in your proxies correctly. So now that we have that, we can just remove this. And we can also check the latency check. And this pretty much just checks to see like how quickly the bot is connecting to those each individual proxies. So now that you have that list, you can just click submit, and this will just list out the name that you gave it, the number of proxies you put in, and the date created. So we're good there. Another option is instead of having to actually put in the proxy list in manually, certain proxy providers will give you a list of proxies that you can just have in like a format like this. And all you can do to import them into your bot is click on this icon right here, which is to import, and you just choose the proxy list and I'll import it for you. Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, leave me a thumbs up, and also if you have any questions, just comment down below and I'll be sure to get back to you. And also if you're new here, be sure to subscribe for future videos. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.